Threats today to 3 Commack schools. The district is now the second school system in a week to be involved in a swatting incident. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Jill Wagner. Police say one of these threats reported a potential shooting at Commack Middle School. Responding officers found no shooting or danger to students. 5 minutes later, officers responded to Commack High School for another potential threat. Officials haven't said what the threat was in the third incident. The district says the schools went into a lockout while police and security investigated. There has been a third arrest in connection with a deadly shooting of a teacher. Milton Allen of Hempstead has been charged with murder for the death of Kimberly Midget. The shooting happened in Hempstead last April. The 44-year-old woman had her daughter in the car at the time of the shooting. The daughter was not injured. George Santos made an appearance in court today. The disgraced congressman faces nearly 24 charges. Steve Langsford reports from Central Islip.
The latest George Santos court appearance here in Central Islip lasted about 5 minutes. The judge asking the prosecution and the defense about progress in getting the case ready for trial in September. The defense telling the judge they'll let the court know if there's anything to report about a possible plea deal. In the elevator leaving court, Santos was asked by a reporter about who he'll vote for in the special election to replace him in Congress. "I'm not voting," he said. And asked if he missed Congress, he said, "Of course I do. It was fun and I worked really hard to get there." George Santos has entered a not guilty plea to a 23-count federal indictment on charges of fraud and money laundering. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Police were called in to make an icy rescue in the Great South Bay. A boat got stuck in the ice near the Smith Point Bridge. The Marine Bureau used its boat to break up the ice to free the vessel. Police say that the boater was out clamming. 3 bulls have been rescued from a vacant ranch in Riverhead. The president of Humane Long Island calls the location an unlicensed slaughterhouse. He says the bulls are not the only animals to be rescued from there.
We had several dozen chickens, including a few roosters. We had all sorts of waterfowl, different varieties of domestic geese and ducks, 2 goats, a sheep, a bunny, and these 3 bulls. Oh, and 10 piglets.
The bulls, named Steve, Artie, and Robert, are being taken to a sanctuary in New Jersey. The animals were found after a man was arrested for allegedly killing a dog on the property. And it has been nearly 1 year since Grand Central Madison opened in Manhattan. The MTA hosted a celebration ceremony today to mark the milestone. The MTA says that for the first time, Grand Central made up 40% of the LIRR's Manhattan ridership last week. Dave Matthews Band is coming to Jones Beach this summer. You and me together could do anything, baby. The band is coming to Wantagh on July 9th. This year marks the 30th anniversary of their album, Under the Table and Dreaming. Pre-sale has already begun. And a very proud announcement for a member of the Newsday TV family. It's a boy. Newsday senior lifestyle host Elisa DiStefano had her 3rd baby, Anthony Michael Casera, who came into this world at 8.2 pounds. A big congratulations to Elisa and her entire family. And now let's take a look at your Long Island weather. Tonight, rainy with temperatures in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, a bit of a warm-up and some rain in the evening once again.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
And now to the race to fill George Santos's vacated congressional seat. Tom Suozzi and Pilip have non-traditional campaign strategies. Macy Eglund has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
The special election for Long Island's 3rd Congressional District is set for February 13th to fill George Santos' seat after he was expelled from Congress. Newsday's reporter Paul LaRocco is covering this race for us. So we've got Democrat Tom Suozzi and Republican Pilip. Two pretty different campaign strategies here. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's almost like the traditional script has been flipped in a way, in that Tom Suozzi has been around for 30 years in various offices in Nassau County. He's held this actual seat for 6 years. You know, he gave it up to run for governor, and Santos was elected. But he's almost acting like the challenger. He's kind of trying to take up as many invites as he can, as many forums, and trying to get his name out there to kind of counter the perceived strength of the Republican message. Whereas Pilip, she doesn't have the name recognition that Tom Suozzi does. She's been a county legislator for 2 years. Most people outside of her base in Great Neck don't know her, but she hasn't really, I mean, she's been out there, she's been campaigning, she's been going to events, but she hasn't been doing the kind of uncontrolled one-on-ones, the forums, the debates, the news conferences like Tom Suozzi has.
So what are political experts saying about this kind of different approach that they're having?
It has risks on both sides. They're saying that if you're a little-known candidate and you're not, out there as much, maybe you're running the risk of people not, feeling like they know you well enough before the election. On the other hand, there's also less chance of any kind of errors or gaffes or anything that you might be worried about if you're limiting your, approach more. And on Tom Suozzi's side, he is out there. People know him already. He's kind of made the comment, I've got 90% name recognition. I should be the one avoiding debates. But he's kind of out there almost like the underdog because Republicans have been so successful in recent elections in Nassau County.
Right. Okay, so we've got the special election again February 13th, and early voting starts February 3rd. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
You can read more about the special election on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Some local first graders are giving back to their community. Shari Einhorn has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
This is the hustle and bustle of first graders on a mission.
Look how many backpacks.
They're working with donated school supplies and stuffing them into backpacks they bought with money they raised.
Now the tableau.
By reading books and getting donations from family and friends.
The tableau.
Students from Sycamore Elementary School raised more than $2,000. That was enough to buy 144 backpacks that will now be donated to children in the district who need them. The idea came from 6-year-old Joe Pena, who says he's a huge fan of the popular YouTuber Mr. Beast, who often does large giveaways.
So he did something nice, and that's what inspired you?
Yes, he did many things nice.
Students are also decorating postcards to include in the backpacks to help welcome incoming students.
Kind, motivating words.
Like what?
Like, we are happy you are here. You matter. You are a star. Welcome to Commack, and like, you got this.
As you can see, the backpacks were such a huge success. The district is now planning more community give-backs throughout the school year.
Helping others is a great lesson to learn early on, says Joe's first grade teacher.
Those types of character traits and being a good human far outweigh any academic that I could give them, and I want them to, hold on to it, but can only happen with continued practice.
Oh my!
In Bohemia, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
And you could read more about your schools on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
I bring to light issues that are happening in schools, in police departments that matter to Long Island that they didn't know about. This is a story about an issue that they needed to know the answers to.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Thanks for watching Newsday TV. I'm Jill Wagner. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.